In this video, I'm playing a 5-point match against XG and analyzing it. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Let me know what you think in the comments below, what you'd like to see in future videos, so I can work on that. I appreciate your super thanks. These small donations help me continue to create the high-quality content that you enjoy. And with the membership feature, you can get exclusive access to the most popular videos. My book, Backgammon, Backgame Strategies, is available. There's a link in the description to where you can get it. And if you're interested in lessons, please contact me via email. My email address is also in the description. Again, I'm playing a 5-point match against XG on a beautiful FM Gammon Talat board. This board was custom made by Rain. He makes custom XG boards and beautiful XG boards. There's a link in the description to where you can get them. This is the Talat board by FM Gammon with the mahogany frame, and there was a custom insert. The FM Gammon boards are unique in that you can easily replace the surfaces. This one's a textured green surface with black and white points. I'm playing the black checkers at the bottom, XG, the white checkers at the top, and XG opens with a 6-3 standard split with the 5-2. This is where you hit and split. 5-4 comes in with the 4 and safeties that blot. 5-2, I can hit there. It does leave that blot. Double 3 is going to hit, make an inner board point. Going to make the 5-point because you don't want to leave too many blots. 6-4 is good. I can come in and out. Still have this blot to worry about. And that was it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Double 6 dances. So early double. Still, I can take this. I'm down 13 pips in the race and outboarded, but there are 3 checkers back. I have 2 checkers back and 1 halfway back. So I can take this one. 6-2 comes out. So the 5-1, I can come in with the 5, and then where's the 1? So I would have to play here, and that leaves 5s and 2s to hit here, and 1s and 3s. Otherwise, I can step up. Okay, that at least duplicates the 3s, like the 3-1 here. But if I come in with the 1, what do I do with the 5? I can come down, or I can come down this way. I think I'm going to have to try to fight for an advanced anchor here. Not a lot of spares here to attack here, so not too worried about that. Hoping to get an advanced anchor. Anytime your opponent has an advanced anchor, it becomes increasingly urgent for you to try to get an advanced anchor. Okay, so doesn't hit. 6-3. Okay, so there's the anchor, and the 6 is down. Note that put this in front of a stripped point, so white will have to break the anchor to hit. Like that, comes out. 5-4, so that's good. I'm in with the 5 and hit with the 4. 5-1 comes in safeties, looking to attack. That's a good roll. 1, 2. And then I can do this and make a solid 3', or I can do this and leave only a single blot. So let's see. So 1, 2. If I do this, this leaves, what are the rolls that hit? Over here, 6-3 and 5-4. Over here, 6-2 and 5-3, as well as double 4. So that's 9 numbers. A quarter of the time I'm going to be hit. And if I do this, it's only those 4 numbers. So that's more than twice as many shots. I think that's probably the prudent option here. Double 6. Okay, so 1, 2. Now the question is, what do I do about the other ones? Of course, I can't move this. I can bring 2 more down, try to contain this one, but that leaves white with the full initiative, and now I've lost the midpoint. Although having the 20 point, you don't need the midpoint quite as much because these checkers are advanced. However, it still would be useful as a bridge. The other options would be to hit loose like that or come in like this. This does make a 3-point board, blocks things in a little bit more, but it leaves this double gap. There's also this option of hitting. It does leave this solid prime intact, but leaves a lot of blots here. I think this one might be best. It does leave 9 dancing numbers. Okay, I'll try this one. 5-2 comes in and down. All right, 6-5. So I'm able to come around and make the 9 point. There are also other options. Always look at the entire board to see if you could do something like this. 5-3 comes out. 5-2. So I'm behind in the race by 2 pips before. So I'll be up by 5 pips, which means I could do something like this, but there are a lot of numbers that hit and cover or point on head. So I think I could just make the 4 point like that. 6-4 is going to make the point. All right, now with the 6-1, can't move this one. I don't want to move this one. I'll slot the next point and split here to give more covering numbers for the 3 point. Double 1, still trying to block things in. Okay, so double 2, I'm going to be ahead, so I want to come out, and then I can make this point. Now I have some strong recube vig here. Can't move here. 4-3, I'm just going to bring 2 down. Double 6, okay. Now I'm behind in the race. Okay, so I can slot this, but I don't want to have a blot on my board in case white has to escape with a 5. So I'll bring 1 here and 1 here. Okay. 3-1, 5-3. Okay, now I can afford to make that point. All right, 6-2. So now that's forced for me. 6-1 hits. Can't come in. All right. Probably save the gammon from here. So here, I'm going to get the crossover. And it will be 3 away, 5 away. Okay, so now with the 5-4, I'm down 5 away, 3 away. Split. 4-3 is going to hit and split. 6-5 is good. Hit and then come out. Double 6 dances. So I have an advantage. This is not too gammonish where I have so many threats. When you have a gammonish position and you're at 5 away, if you win a double gammon, a gammon on a 2 cube, you get to the Crawford game. So that's more valuable. So you want to be more aggressive. Here, I don't have quite as many gammons. I only have a 1 point board. So it's not that threatening. And I feel like I need a little bit more to double anyway. 4-2. Okay, so I can safety this, or I could make this board. This is nice. It makes a second inner board point. Creates 3 extra dancing numbers. The 2s that come in are duplicated to hit here, and it unstacks both of these, especially the 6 point, which has 5 checkers on it. 6-5, good roll. Comes in and down. Note that he didn't come out here because he's down in the race. He doesn't mind getting another checker sent back. Okay, so 2-1. So I think I just go here and step up and try to be able to come out with 6s. 2-1 is going to make the 5 point. All right, so now, okay, double 5. I can't move that. I can go here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Alternatively, I can try the blitzing option, but it's not that great with the anchor already made. I think I just do this and bring another checker in the zone. Okay. So now, once I get this to here, now I'll be able to have a double, but not quite yet. 5-3, can't move. So 5, I'm going to go there, and 3 here. The reason for that is I want to have few checkers on the midpoint once I ultimately escape this one, if that happens. And then I'll have I'm more likely to have a double. 4-2. Okay, so now I can hit with 4s as well as 6-2, and 3-1 and double 2. So that's 5 numbers more than 11. So that's 16 numbers. But what happens then? Still has this take here because of the anchor here. So not a lot of market losing sequences. 6-3 is a good roll. Okay, so now 2-1 is going to safety. Okay, so now when you have 4 or fewer checkers here left on the midpoint against the 20-point anchor holding game. The doubles really lose the market. Like double 6, double 5, double 4, even double 3 is good. Double 2 is not great. And I'm up by 47 pips. That's huge. This is certainly a double. And it's a pass. Okay. So now 4 away, 3 away. I want to try to be aggressive, try to win a double gammon here, or a single win on a 2 cube will get me to the valuable 2-away score. I don't think I need to do this quite yet. But like this, some people say it's a gammon go like score, which means it's like gammon go, where gammons are more valuable, but they're not quite as valuable. So, all right, now 5-3. So I have this extra checker, I can use it. 4-1 is going to come around. Now I have some shots, only up by 2 pips in the race. I do have a 2-point board, but I have these gaps. Not enough gammons to double quite yet. 6-5. So I could do something like this, or I can do this. What I like about this is that it doesn't restack the midpoint. Number 1. This one would restack the midpoint. Number 2, this leaves the goalkeeper back here, provides full coverage of the opponent's board. Number 3, this provides a builder for the 5-point or the bar point. It does leave a 6-4 to hit, but 6-4 would be duplicated here anyway. It would have been good. Probably better to hit, but at least it decreases the number of good rolls. Okay. 5-3 is going to make the point. Now I'm up by 5 pips. Not quite yet. So 1, 2, and now I want to make that blocking point, hoping to double soon. 6-2. Okay, so now I can double. Primarily because of the score. I can hit with 6s and then come down with 5s and 2s. Okay, so that's a pass. So now it's 3 away, 3 away. At 3 away, 3 away, you want to double more aggressively because a single win on a 2 cube gets you to the valuable Crawford score. 6-4 standard split. With the 5-2, you want to hit and split. 4-1 hits and makes the point. 6-3. Okay, so that anchors, and then I can hit here. 5-3. It's going to bring 2 up. Double 3. Okay, so let's see. 1, 2, 3. And then bring another checker in. Certainly going to make the 5-point. And then I could do this, but don't really want to give him the full, half the roll. This is the double tempo play. Works really well if he doesn't roll with 4. 5-2. Okay, so now I've got the initiative, but I have 3 checkers back, so I can't double quite yet. I have 2s, 4s, and 6s to cover, but I still have a lot of work to do on both sides of the board, so need to take a roll here. 6-2. Okay, so there's a lot of options here. So I can come out with the 6 and cover with the 2. Does give 6s from the bar, but they're duplicated over here. Alternatively, I can hit with the 2 and hit another one. That one actually looks tempting. If I play the 6 here, now I can split further, but that does leave good 6s from the bar. I could also point on head, putting 2 on the bar, but it does leave this double gap here, and this checker is only bearing on this one. Wow. I think I'll try this one. This will be a good one, too. Analyze. 3-1 comes in with both. 5-1. Now I'm going to have to point on head. Double 6. Okay. So now I think I may have enough to double. Not quite yet for money. There's still a long way to go. But I think you have to double more aggressively at the score. By doubling. It's a take. Okay. So I'm going to have to start getting things moving. So I'll step up with the 3 and then come down with the 5. 3-1. So 3 and leaves a shot there. 5-2. So I'm going to hit with the 2. And I'll cover this one with the 5. 5-4 dances. 4-1. Okay, so now I can block this back checker, these back checkers. Double 3, 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to hit with the fourth one. All right, so 4-2. So I can come in with the 4, and then this is probably the best 2, but come in with the 2, but I don't want to leave that checker there. I think I'm going to have to come in there. Now 5's hit, wrong 5. 6-3 hits, that's a great roll. 4-1 dances. Okay, double 6. 1, 2, 3 for another build. Oh no, I don't need that builder. 1, 2. I can bring 2 more here. That kind of stacks things up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Does leave 5, 3, 5, 2, and 6, 2. 6 numbers, but nothing you could do. All right, so now what do I want to do? I want to bring this here and then come down here. 2, 1. Okay, so 5, 3. Do I want to go for the gammon here? I could play something safe. That's really awkward. Or I could just go for it here. Or I can play the 5 here and the 3 here. What does that do? That does nothing. I think I'm going to have to go for it here. Okay. 5, 1. So can't cover. I'm going to have to lift. Guess I'll try to clear this point as soon as I can. Okay, 6, 5. 6 fills in that semi-gap in the 5 there. Now I'm going for the gammon. Okay, so 3, 2. That's going to win some more gammons. 3 is going to come in. Now I'm going to have to play like this with the 5, 2. 6, 3 leaves a shot. 6, 5 misses. Okay. Six. Okay. And now I can play 1. So here I have 6 checkers here and 1 more 7. So I'll need 4 rolls likely to get off. And it leaves 11 numbers to hit. Or I can do this, gains an extra crossover because white goes to the bar. So white will need an additional crossover to get in. So now I need 8 crossovers. So white's going to need 1 crossover to get here, 2 to get here, 3 to get here, and then there'll be 5 left. So 5 more, 8 crossovers. So 8 crossovers to 8 crossovers. If I play like this, it's 7 to 7. So I think this one will win more gammons. It gains an additional 3 pips in the race. Not going to leave a shot next. I think this one's better. 6, 5. Okay. Now I'm going to try to win the gammon. Just trying to maximize. All right. So that's gin. Now I'll analyze it. So in response to the 6, 3, looks like these two are close and not hitting and splitting. Is close. Okay. Usually for money, you just hit and split, but I think sometimes when these are off, it's a little bit different. Any event with the 5-2, just hit there. Okay, then the 6-4 from the bar I was able to hit back. Then I couldn't move, and this was the double. It turns out on the higher analysis, it turns out to be a no double. So it's pretty comfortable. I mean, I am down by 13 pips. I have a checker on the bar. Another one shooting at 2-point board. So let's put it on another board and see if there's anything that can be changed. So this one we saw, what if this one were all the way back? Now I'm down by a lot. Now it's still a take. So even after a 6-5 followed by a dance, it wouldn't have lost the market. What if there's another checker in the zone here? Now it's stronger. What if the checker is diversified here? That should make it stronger, but still, it's so far from being a double. It's a very, very comfortable take here. Okay. Then with the 5-1, it looks like this one. This is the one I was thinking about, and I was also thinking about this one. Makes the anchor. He loses fewer gammons, wins fewer gammons, but wins fewer games as compared to this one. Okay. Then the 6-3, that was a good roll because I got to anchor and then you have to come down. Play with just a single blot. The 5-4 was good. Come in from the bar and hit, unstack the midpoint. Then the double 1. Okay, so this is the other one that I was looking at, which resulted in this position. Looks like they're close, but I didn't want to leave that many blots. This is a broken 3'. This is a solid 3' with the back slotted on both of the back 2 points. But don't want to leave too many blots. And then this is the double 6, where it turns out this one that I did was a blunder that results in this position. The best play is just bringing 4 down, resulting in this position. Now I'm ahead by 1 pip, and looks like black just wants to escape this back checker. And with this blockade, it's going to be hard, especially because I'm blocking 4s, 5s, and 6s. Here, if he rolls a 4, it's blocked. But here, if he rolls a 4, it comes in. And then I have this behind it. That's the other thing. You don't want this deep ace point. Additionally, this leaves a nice robust position with all these spares here. So I'm going to have a lot of good rolls that are going to be able to make these points next. So this is the resulting position after the top play. This is the resulting position after the selected play. This is a dice distribution heat map showing the equity for me after the top play versus the selected play. So the way this works is in the panel on the upper left, it shows my resultant equity after the opponent plays each of his 36 rolls, double 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, and so forth, as well as an average column at the right. And on the upper right panel, it's the same thing, but after the selected play of making the ace point on head. And blue is good and red is bad. You see there's more blue on the upper left than on the upper right. Of course, these dancing rolls are good, but there are other rolls here that are even better. Now, the panel on the lower left subtracts the equity value in a given cell on the upper right from the equity value in the corresponding corresponding cell on the upper left, and resulting in this. So blue here favors play A and red favors play B. And this is graphed on a vertical bar graph here. So you can see those 4s, like the 5, 4, 6, 4, 4, 2, 4, 3, 4, 1, all those 4s come in ahead of that made ace point. And this is how they're played. The 5-4 comes in and hits after my play. 6-4 just pops out. The 4-2 is able to come up to the edge and play 6-4. 4-3 is able to pop out. 4-1 comes to the edge, and so forth. Additionally, this is the same thing for my second rolls. So you see how much better my rolls play, like 3-2, 5-3, 4-3, all those other rolls that are productive after the top play. And you can see that here. For example, 3-2 would make the 4 point. Also 5-3 and 5-2 would make the 4 point, and more numbers to make the 3 point, and so forth. Okay. Next was the 6-5, just come around. Then the 5-2 was good. I made the 4 point. And then the 6-1, just slot the next point. Okay. And the double 2 was just moving up and then making the point. 4-1. This was just top play there. They were virtually tied. 4-3, I had to bring 2 down. Again, with the 4-3, I had to play that way. 5-3 makes the point. 6-2 was the bad number because I was the one that left the shot there. And the 6-1 hit, and there was basically nothing I can do there. And that was a single game. Okay. Then the second game, 5-4. Again, it wasn't, I didn't need to do that. Then the 6-5 hits and continues. This was where I paused to double. So, again, this is because of the score. So if I copy this and paste this onto here, and let's look at it for money. So here, it's no double for money. Now let's look back, going back here. If I click here, the double take, I'm winning some lopsided gammons. So that's the thing. I am winning 22% gammons. I didn't think it would be that high, but it is 22% gammons. So what happens is if you look at the cube information, Control Alt K, and then you look at the gammon value on a 2 cube at 508, 308, it's elevated at 0.734. Whereas for money, it's 0.5. So what that means is gammons are very valuable because they take me to the Crawford game. So because of that, I should have doubled. And I was thinking about it, and that's something you really have to think about. It's hard. It's hard because for money, it's just a simple no double here. And the equity is only 618 millipoints. But here, after a double take, it's increased to 779 because of that phenomenon where you win a double gammon and get to Crawford. Okay. Anyway, the 4-2 makes the 4 point. Okay. And the 2-1 safeties and steps up. Okay. And the double 5. Okay, look at this. It liked this play, resulting in this position. Yeah, this is hard to see because you don't really want to make this. I think the idea is you'll be able to double more effectively soon. This was an overplay. It does win. It actually wins more gammons. Okay, so this one will win more gammons because you're putting them on the bar. And then you're going to double and go for a double gammon. Okay. So 5-3 had to play safe. And then the 6-3 was a good escaping number. And now it was a double and barely a pass. Look at that. Let's look at it and see. I think we'll put it on this board and see what happens here. Say I have 4 on the midpoint, and let's bring 1 back here. Now let's see what happens. It's still a pass. Okay, and let's say now I have 5 on the midpoint, and we'll bring 1 here for the same racing lead. Still a pass. Interesting. Usually you need like 4 on the midpoint. But there's not a lot of gammons here. So turns out to be a small pass. Okay, in these 20-point holding games, you can take very deep, meaning with a very large racing deficit. All right, we'll go to the next game, the 5-2. Okay, so I was down 4-away, 3-away. I thought, yeah, so it looks like this is a little bit better at 4-away, 3-away. When you're behind in the score, you kind of want to be more aggressive. So at this score, it's slightly better to do that than split, but not a huge difference. 5-3 was straightforward, and the 6-5. So this one, for the reasons I discussed, resulting in this position, is better than this one running. Okay. Then the double 1 makes the 5 point. I want to block the 6s, so I make the bar point. And now this was a double and a pass. So let's look at this on a different one. Let's look at it for money. For money, it's a double and a take. So Black's winning 66% of the time with 21% gammons, losing 8% gammons. Okay. Now this is worth 653 milli points. Here was a pass. Look at that. Let's look at it in a match at 5 away, 5 away. At 5 away, 5 away, you want to be careful about doubling. The initial take point at 5 away, 5 away from the center cube is a little bit lower because you have stronger recubes to get to Crawford. So here, it's a double and it's a take. So that's 680. What was it for money? 653. So it's a little bit stronger, but in a gammonage position at 5 away, 5 away, where you can win gammons, those cubes are stronger because a gammon on a 2 cube gets you to Crawford. So again, if you look at the cube information, the gammon value on a 2 cube at 5 away, 5 away is elevated, 0.655. So these are the things you want to think about. I don't memorize all these. You could if you wanted to. All you have to think about is, would you get to a valuable score? And the Crawford score is a valuable score. So when you are able to get to a valuable score, then the gammon value is elevated. Now, what about 5 away, 4 away? Now it's getting stronger. And then this was the score. It was at 5 away, 3 away. Was it 5 away, 3 away? Oh no, it was 4 away, 3 away. At 5 away, 3 away, it gets stronger. At 5 away, 2 away, let's see what happens. It's stronger, but at 2 away, you can just win the match perfectly. So let's look at the 4 away scores. At 4 away, 5 away, you can double more aggressively. So see how much stronger this is than money? Because again, the gammon value is elevated. 4 away, 4 away, you can still double, but it's a comfortable take because you have good recube vig. Okay, and then the 4 away, 3 away score was the score, and this was a pass. And 4 away, 2 away, it's a big pass. It's only a question of is it too good? It's not quite too good. What about the 3 away scores? At 3 away, 5 away, not going to want to double here. You see, it's a blunder. At 3 away, 4 away, still probably not a double. Maybe it's a double. No, not. It's still not a double here. At 3 away, 3 away, now this may become a pass. No, it's not a pass, but it's still a double here. At 3 away, 2 away, now it's a pass. You don't want to let the opponent get to the gammon safe score. And at 2 away, you're not going to really want to double these ones. You just want to go for an undoubled gammon because it's an automatic recube. See, no double. Big blunder to double here. And at 2 away, 4 away, it's a bigger blunder. Yep. 2 away, 3 away, still. When you're ahead at the 2 away score, you really want to think about trying to get an undoubled gammon for the match. What happens when you double at 2 away, you're killing your own gammons, and if you're leading, it's automatically going to be turned back to you. So the opponent has a lot to gain by redoubling. Okay, so now it was 3 away, 3 away, and with the 5-2, here's where you hit and split. Okay. Then the 6-3 comes in and hits. The double 3 was good, so I had to make the 5-point on head and then hit, and then the final one was just a matter of what to do, and this unstacks, brings another checker into the zone. All right, then the 6-2. Okay, so it looks like these two were close. This was the interesting one. This one, it looks like it was the top play. Puts 2 on the bar against the 3-point board with no blots in it. This puts 2 on the bar with 3-point board with a blot in it. Even though it's a more pure board, it's not quite as good, but it was close. Okay, at least I identified this play, and that's the thing. You want to just make sure you identify the top plays. The majority of my mistakes, and those of most people, are not even identifying the top play. So if you can identify the top play, then that's good. So then with the 5-1, here's where I made the point on head. And this is the double and the take. And I thought it may not be a double, but I thought it's a double because of the score. So again, let's look at it here. And all we need to do is look at it for money. For money, it's just a 17 millipoint error, not to double. And it's worth 655 millipoints. Now it's much stronger, and it's a bigger error. Because at three-way, you double more aggressively. You have to pass more. The take point is higher because a single win on a 2-cube at three-way gets you to the Crawford game, which is valuable. You don't want to let the opponent have that opportunity if you can avoid it. Okay, so it looks like the 5-3. This one I should have brought another builder into the zone here as opposed to leaving the blot there and a blot there. Okay, that makes sense. Then the 5-2 was just hit and cover. 4-1. Looks like it was better to just come out, resulting in this position. I am ahead a lot in the race, and I don't need to really block this. That makes sense. Okay, then 6-4. I don't know why it shows it like that. Bar 21. Oh. There's two on there's this was error. So bar 6-4 just bringing one in. And the 4-2, yeah, I didn't really like coming in with the 2. So I came in with the 4, and that's the best use of the 2. 6-3 was a great roll. Double 6 was just coming around. And the 4-3, just bring this in and bring that up there. And this is the one where I had to go for it. The other one, second best play, resulted in this position. And this is just a really awkward distribution. Don't want this. This is going to win more gammons for the match. And although it leaves a blot, it's going to... actually, it's not the DMP play. The DMP play is to do the other one. Okay, interesting. Let's see on a different board and put it at true DMP. Yeah, a true DMP that likes this one. Okay. Then the 5-1 had to lift. Okay. And then the 6-5 played in safely. 3-2 makes the point on head. With the 5-2, I had to play like that. 6-3 left the shot, but I wasn't hit. 6-1 took 2 off. 6-3 was there. 6-4 was off. And this is the one where I thought I had to hit here. Wins lots more gammons for the price of a few games. Now, the gammon value is slightly less than money on a 2-cube at 3-away. It's 0.497. So that's one of the ones I have memorized. But it's about enough for money. So it's about half. So you want 2 extra gammons for each loss. So here, if you look here, losing 2.5% more games, but I'm winning more than 5% more gammons. It's 8.5% more gammons, so it's worth it. Okay, even though the gammon value is 0.497, you need a little bit more than double. So instead of it's 2.5, you need 5 for money. For here, you might need like 5.1 or 5.2. But this was more because of the reasons that I discussed. Gains an extra negative crossover for white and 3 additional pips to help with the gammons. And that was gin after the double 2. So I won the gammon and the match. So that was the 5-point match against XG. I always learn a lot by doing these things, and this is great practice. You play against XG, you look at all of your moves, even the ones that you got right, to make sure you got them right for the right reason. And then the ones that you got wrong, I look at in more detail. I look at a dice distribution analysis, and that shows me how the plays would, how the rolls would play for the opponent next after one play versus after another play. One of the biggest questions I get is you don't have access to the dice distribution during the match, so why is it useful to look at it? The reason why it's useful is because once you look at it after the match, you start getting into the habit of doing that exact same thing when you're in the match. And basically, every move you make in backgammon, you want to make it to create bad rolls for your opponents and good rolls for yourself. When you practice this, you see the dice distribution, start thinking about it in your head. And when you're able to maximize your good rolls and minimize the opponent's bad rolls, that ends up being good. And then what happens is people see these good rolls for you or bad rolls for the opponent, and they think it's luck. It's not luck, it's the move that you made immediately before that minimized the chances that the opponent would get a good roll, and maximize the chances that the opponent would get a bad roll, and maximizes the chances that your roll next would be good and minimizes bad rolls for you next. So you do this dice distribution, and this has helped me a lot. Additionally, especially with the doubling decisions, I really like to look at the decisions at different scores. That helps a lot. And you'll see a lot of changes in a 5-point match as compared to money. You see sometimes the gammon value is elevated, especially in gammonish positions. And in non-gammonish positions, the score matters a lot. Whether you're leading, whether you're trailing, whether you're tied, and the specific score that you're at, and the specific score that the opponent is at. So, for example, a 5-way in gammonish positions, you can double aggressively, because if you win gammon on a 2-cube, a double gammon, that's 4 points. It gets you to 1-away, 5-away Crawford. Anytime you can get to the 1-away Crawford score, that's valuable because you're protected from being doubled for one game. That's really good. The most valuable score, of course, is to be 0-away, winning the match perfectly. But after that, the 1-away Crawford score is very valuable. And then if you're at the 2-away score, it's also very valuable. So again, that's one of the reasons why at 3-away, you can double more aggressively, because a single win on a 2-cube gets you to the Crawford game. And for that same reason, you have to take more conservatively, because you don't want to allow your opponent to get to that score. Okay. When you're trailing and the opponent is at 2-away, you can double very aggressively because the cube is killed, and also you kill the opponent's gammons. So you want to think about a lot of those things. When I do these exercises, it helps me learn a lot about match strategy and improve. So that's what I recommend. So that was a 5-point match against XG. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Let me know what you think in the comments below, what you'd like to see in future videos, so I can work on that. I appreciate your super thanks. These small donations help me continue to create the high quality content that you enjoy. And with the membership feature, you can get exclusive access to the most popular videos. My book, Backgammon, Backgame Strategies, is available. There's a link in the description to where you can get it. If you're interested in the lessons, please contact me via email. My email address is in the description. I look forward to seeing you in future videos, and until then, keep rolling your dice.